Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. I hope you can hear me clearly. I'd like to give you a brief overview of what I'm thinking based on my work this morning for our pre-market Substack. It seems like the US equity futures, which were pointing lower this morning, have started to improve a little bit. That's why I think there is some hope that things might change, but the VIX still remains elevated at 4.10. So it seems like most Asian and European markets have dipped as the yen strengthened, while global shares are also slightly weaker as the stronger Japanese currency and the US trade rhetoric feed into risk sentiment. The backdrop into the US Open is one of risk-off leanings rather than outright panic, with volatility measures still relatively contained, but edging higher towards the 20 mark. The macro narrative into today's session is dominated by the Bank of Japan's decision last week to leave its key policy rate unchanged at 0.75, with only one dissenting voter for a hike. The BOJ also raised its growth and inflation forecast for fiscal 2025-2026, signaling confidence that underlying price pressures remain firm, even as headline inflation is expected to cool in the first half of this year. That steady stance, combined with earlier yen weakness and higher Japanese government bond yields, has kept global rate markets on edge and is feeding directly, it seems, into moves in gold and US treasuries. Gold remains one of the clearest expressions of this macro tension after surging more than 2% late last week. Spot gold prices pushed to fresh record highs. And it was in the $4,970 to $500 territory per ounce, and are consolidating just below the psychological level of 5,000 as of this morning. And now, as we see this chart, you can see that we are back around $78 above the 5,000 psychological level. So it seems that the psychological level has been firmed up. We'll get that verdict at the end of the day if we close above 5,000. But that's a significant move. Hi, Uddhav. Thanks for joining. Good morning. Then the combination of expectation for eventual Fed cuts later in 2026, persistent geopolitical and trade risks, and the perception that central banks, including the BOJ, are reluctant to tighten aggressively has reduced gold's role as a hedge rather than a pure inflation trade. And on the rate side, I think the US 10-year yield, let's go in there and look at the US 10-year yield. That has been coming down a little bit, but friends, as you know, this is a bull flag out here. The gap up has been already filled, and we have bullishness out here. So there's a good chance that we will break out on the upside. That possibility is much higher. We are still not below 50%, I think, of this flagpole. We'll revisit this tomorrow and see if we are actually coming down. And if we do come down, this line of support is a confirmed line of support. So we are going to bounce off this again. So everything is in a kind of catch-22 situation. I don't know what's going to happen first, chicken or egg kind of a situation. But I read this morning on Michael Burry's post that this market doesn't need a catalyst, it can do anything, something to that effect. So we have to be just alert. On the rate side, as you see, we are somewhere close to around 4.2 level on the 10-year USD. Trading data shows that the 10-year near 4.21 to 4.24%. Down a few basis points from the intra-week peak, still remains above levels seen almost a month ago. So I think we got to see where gold goes today. That will be one of the cleanest indicators that we can think of. Everything else is a little bit muddy. On the Canadian 5-year bond side, I'm really heartened to see that it has come within this channel. But this is reciprocating what has happened in the US 5-year, which has come down. There is generally a differential between Canadian 5-year and US 5-year. And the lower the Canadian 5-year is, it's better for our housing market because the 5-year fixed mortgage depends on this bond rate. So I'm hoping that it keeps traveling in this parallel channel and keeps going down so that markets may kind of recover. With that said, let us go on and have a look at what's happening with S&P 500 futures. And as you can see, we are down 0.08% in pre-market trades. Our support today is 6,929.75. And I think we'll get some resistance when we approach 6,956.75. And as far as the market sentiment is concerned, everything is bearish and we are just above average. Again, it could tilt anywhere. Now, if you look at NASDAQ, it's the same situation. We are being supported by this diagonal line of support out here, which has been holding us up for the last 3 days. Are we going to break down below this? No, this is a confirmed support. We confirmed it on 23rd of January 2026. And today, this is our candle and we are kind of pushed up from here. And our resistance today is 25,736. 25,734.00 is our resistance. Initial support for today is at 25,578.75 and it has already worked. You can see that we have a long wick and we came back up again. So if this holds, that is great. Otherwise, we'll find the next support in the region of 25,509.25. It's a minor support out here. So if you look at the market sentiment, it's bearish. If you look at MACD, that's also bearish. And momentum is just above average, somewhat similar to S&P 500. If you look at the dollar index, it's back into the parallel channel. I want to just drag this parallel channel out. Let me just check whether I got it right. Yeah, that was our parallel channel. Yeah. So it's coming back into the parallel channel, I think. Let me just confirm this once more. Sorry. We have to recalibrate the chart so that I can have a proper read on this one. We got to get this right. This has to move a little this way. Sorry for taking a little extra time, but it's not coming out exactly as I wish. Okay, but this seems to be fairly decent for the time being. Just a little adjustment here. This is correct. And as far as this is concerned, we have to start from here to here. Yeah, this is a perfect arrangement. So we're going to get support today for the dollar index at around 96.886. We came down and we are on our way back up again. It was a huge gap down. This is all based on geopolitical factors which have what can I say? Tongue-tied with this, which have kind of vitiated the whole $38 trillion deficit situation and potential downgrades. All of those sovereign downgrades, all of those things, I think, are factoring in the back of this move. Let's look at VIX. VIX is down 3.42%. It was much higher during the day, earlier during the day, where it has formed a red candle. This is moving in the right direction for the market to be in a good shape. But we are progressively moving up, as you can see, all the way from 24th December onwards. We have been steadily moving up. And if I want to draw a channel out here, I'll show a bull channel out here. There's a kind of bull channel on which we are moving. So we are not yet out of danger. It's a slow drip, drip, drip. Gold is up 1.69%. It's at 5072. The psychological level of 5,000 has been breached. And if we close above 5,000 today and open above 5,000 tomorrow, I think we can safely say that we have crossed the psychological level of 5,000. Our new target for gold for today is going to be 5,553.452. It keeps on increasing as this is a dynamic line of resistance. So I think we are looking at some really good room for gold to go up. What are the constraints? Well, market sentiment is absolutely bullish, so we don't have to worry too much about the market sentiment. MACD is also very bullish, so we don't have to worry about that. The place that we need to worry about is the RSI. The RSI is very close to the peak. In the past, it was at a peak of around 86.83. Right now, we are at 84.30. But we are very close to the level where we should start consolidating or dropping a little bit. And I think that would be an opportunity for dollar cost averaging. Again, personal opinion, not financial advice. I still have gold in my portfolio. I have taken some profits. I was not able to refill them. So I will try to do that when we have a dip after we hit this resistance on the RSI at 87.94. Sorry, 86.83. So that's what I'm looking at. Now, let's look at put call ratio, which is mildly bullish. And let's go on to look at our indicators themselves. S&P 500, market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, and momentum is just above average. We have a resistance at 6,939.48. I think we'll definitely get some support at 6,836.63. NASDAQ is still below this red band of resistance, which starts at somewhere around 25,638.39. That's the start of our resistance, all the way up to 25,714.64. Support is definitely available at 25,323. Let us look at QQQ. QQQ shows that we are down 0.13% right now. We are opening below the red band of resistance, and that is a bearish start to the market. And let us go on and have a look at AI. NVDA is down 0.59% in pre-market trades. It's at 186.57, and we have a resistance at 186.65. Our price is just below this, so 186.65 is the first resistance. Second resistance is 187.70. And the support is 183.23. And we can see that the market sentiment is almost neutral. MACD is bearish, but on top of the signal line, momentum is just above average. Plenty of room on the RSI. So, sorry about that. So, NVIDIA can improve, but right now we are looking bearish. Meta is up 0.49% in pre-market trades, and we definitely get support at 651.45. Right now we're at 662.08, and our resistance is at 636.77. A minor resistance could surface somewhere around 668.41. Let's look at Google. Google is down 0.41% in pre-market trades. This was a bull flag, and I think we had a breakout. Now we are coming down again, so I really don't know what's happening out here. For extra clues, what I would like to do is to draw a diagonal line of support, and I would say that this diagonal line of support was breached in between, but we are kind of on top of this line of support. If we fall below this, then we want to confirm below this, and if we confirm below this, then we'll plot new support levels. So right now, even though we have a target for 372.23, with every passing day, I'm not that confident about it. Market sentiment is also bearish. It was improving in between, but it's bearish now. MACD is bearish. Momentum is also dropping, even though it's above average. And the pre-market situation is not that encouraging either. Now let's look at Amazon. Amazon is down 0.13% in pre-market trades. We have resistance at 242.19 and then at 243.09. I think today we'll get a minor support somewhere around I think $234 or 234.5, something in that range will have support. And if you look at Apple, it's up 1.50%. It has bounced off this support very nicely, 245.09, and it's likely to get a little bit of resistance at 252.73 and then a little bit of resistance at around 255.58, and support will remain at 245.18. Overall, the market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is way below average. So this is a dead cat bounce and also a consolidation happening. I welcome the consolidation because if we consolidate for 10 or 15 days out here, that can form a base for Apple to recover. So that's one thing I'd like to say. And another factor that I want to bring into the picture is this line out here, this line of support. So this line of support comes from previous situations, and that line of support was breached, and then we opened above and so on and so forth. But we are back just on top of this line of support. So this is a very important support. I think the most important clue that we have right now, apart from this horizontal line of support. So I would say that for today, one of our support is going to be 248.32 for Apple. Microsoft is up 0.19% in pre-market trades. It definitely has resistance, a very strong resistance at 473.28, which is the horizontal line plus the parallel channel top. And the support will be midpoint, which is going to be 462.36, the midpoint of the parallel channel. Tesla is down 0.77% in pre-market trades, resistance at 455.38 and support at 472.00. Oracle is up 0.57% in pre-market trades, and we have 178.77 as the first support from the previous day. We fell below that and converted that into a resistance, and that still happens to be a resistance this morning. And right now we are at 178.17, and the resistance is at 178.47. If we break above this, then I think the next resistance will be this diagonal line of resistance that we have out here. Just going to pull this down a little bit. And this diagonal line of resistance is also just on top of this horizontal red line. And support, I think, is going to be at around 172.45. Next, let's go on to AMD, which is down 1.71%. Support is available at 236.97. Minor support is available at 250.91. Right now, we are at 255.91. And I think our resistance is likely to be at 267.69. SMCI is down 0.38% in pre-market trades. It's definitely going to have support today at 29.54 and some minor support somewhere around 31.20. Broadcom is down 0.43% in pre-market trades. It is trying to stay above this diagonal line of support, which also doubles up as a neckline for this head and shoulder pattern. So I would like to see what happens later on today. Everything in this chart is bearish. So one could probably think of shorting Broadcom. Again, my personal opinion, not financial advice. Palantir is down 0.51% in pre-market trades. And we have a very strong support today at 160.98. Right now we are at 168.68. Our resistance is likely to be at 179.65. SMH is down 0.74% in pre-market trades. And we have our immediate support at around 398.56. Right now we are at 397.12, down 0.74%. The next support, I think, is going to be at 390.11. Tempest AI is down 0.38%, and it will definitely get support at around 63.64. So that's the rundown for the AI side, and let us look at what's happening in genomics. And genomics, we can see that Pfizer is down 0.04%. Of course, I have entered Pfizer here because I have significant holdings of Pfizer on my Canadian side. I was banking on the cup and handle pattern, which has not yet fructified, but I'm seeing optimism right now. And I also like to collect the dividend, which is pretty decent for a stock worth 25.65, 43 cents is a decent dividend. So I'm going to collect that. So with that said, let us look at Prime. Prime is down 0.23%. It will get support at 4.01, and it's going to get resistance at 4.68. Right now it's at 4.42. Intel is down 1.78% in pre-market trade. Support is at 14.02. Resistance is going to be at 16.06. Right now we are down 1.78%. We are at 14.37. Caribou Biosciences is down 1.31%, and we still have a support at 1.50. Right now we are at 1.51, down 1.31%. Market sentiment is becoming neutral. MACD is bullish. Momentum is still below average. I really hope that this starts improving. I have a negative holding on this. Beam Therapeutics is down 0.19% in pre-market trades, and we have support at 30.74. Altimmune is up 0.36% in pre-market trade. The previous candle was a very bearish candle because we have a long wick, but nevertheless, we saw improvement in the price. So today I'm hopeful that we are going to continue moving upwards. We'll have initial resistance at 5.69, and then I think we'll get a resistance at 6.03. Right now, market sentiment is bullish, momentum is above average, and RSI is still above 70%, but it still has room, in my opinion, because in the past on the RSI, we have gone all the way up to almost 100%. So I wouldn't worry too much about the RSI right now. I have some holdings of Autoimmune. As I said, I took profit on 50% and held the other 50%, which has been negative for quite a while. So I welcome the positive news out here. And let's look at Editas. Editas is flat in pre-market trades, resistance at 2.37, and support is going to be at 2.13 initially, and then you'll have a support somewhere around 2.02. Illumina is down 0.35%, but I think it's a positive stock. We had a bull flag breakout, and now I'm looking for a pattern out here. So let us see how it goes. Overall, market sentiment is bullish. MACD is bullish. Momentum is also above average. We have earnings coming up on 5th of February. Illumina is looking pretty decent. CRISPR Therapeutics is now 0.74% in pre-market trades. Support is at resistance is at 56.49. Right now, we are at 56.11. So I think the volatility in CRISPR out here seems to be a good opportunity to swing trade. I'm going to attempt some on CRISPR Therapeutics. We have got support, which is going to be at 53.28. Right now, we are at 55.11, down 0.74% in pre-market trades. So I'll watch this today and see if I can do some kind of a trade towards the end of the day, hoping for a bounce off from this line of support out here. Allogene is down 1.16% in pre-market trades, resistance at 1.80, support at 1.64. Grade is up 0.59% in pre-market trades, and we have support at 100.97. We have got resistance at around 119.54. And we look at PACB, which is down 1.94%. We have support at 2.46. Let us look at ARCG. ARCG is down 0.52% in pre-market trades. Support definitely is 31.20. Resistance is going to be at 34.43. We are plotting the target of the 37.2 for ARCG, and this cancellation of the long candle is a matter of concern. Let us see how it develops from here. Vertex is down 0.22% in pre-market trades, still getting resistance at 469.58 today and support at 463.95. We are down 0.22% at 467.40 right now. Ginkgo Bioworks is up 0.30%, but it's going to get support at 9.77, and it will definitely get resistance at 11. Then let's go to Precision. Precision is up 1.47% in pre-market trades. It's going to get resistance at 4.94. It will definitely get some support at 4.48. Eli Lilly is down 0.04% in pre-market trades. I don't know what to make of this pattern out here, but the chart is looking negative. And I'm going to Ultragenics, which is down 0.50%. There is a lot of consolidation happening out here. Hopefully we get a base formed here and start to do the gap down coverage. I'm cautiously optimistic for Ultragenics, and any news from FDA or any fresh data release that is positive can be a catalyst for this stock. We also have earnings coming up on 12th of February. We could get some catalyst out there. We are going to look at Rocket, it's a financial stock. Rocket has broken down below this bull channel. And this morning, I think we are going to have resistance at 21.36. We are below this at 20.94. That is down 0.62% from the previous close as we start this morning. We have a couple handle target of 27.03, because of which I bought this stock, but it seems to be faltering. So I'm a bit worried about this. Maybe I'll have to book some losses. I've already booked some profits on Rocket, so the losses will kind of offset it. I don't know if I'll be overall positive or not at the end of that. Now, given that we have finished all those things, let us go to look at Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is back up above the support of 87,598.04, which will be the support for today. Resistance for today initially will be at 89,234.22. And then we have this diagonal line of resistance at 91,463.43, and finally 91,840. Market sentiment is neutral. Backtee is bearish but improving. Momentum is below average but improving. So this morning we are up 1.46% at 87,829.98. That's a positive for Bitcoin. Friends, that brings me to an end of today's session. Unless you have something to talk to me about, I think I'm ready to wind up for the day. And I'll catch up with you again in the next one. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye for now.